right, traders, we are back to our normal trading schedule. I'm coming to you live from Colombia. I have a flight to Medellin here very, very soon. But with that being said, I'm going to teach you step by step a 30-minute pattern trading strategy. The beauty of this bullish trading strategy is it's gonna help determine if the next 30-minute candlestick is going to be bullish. Imagine capitalizing off of an entire 30-minute strong bullish move to the upside, whether you're trading options for a very lucrative percentage return or you're trading shares. I'm going to show you step by step how you can determine if a stock is going to be bullish for the next 30 minutes. Within those 30 minutes, once you determine it's bullish, you can then buy and hold on dips for 30 minutes and make a nice lucrative return, or you can scalp multiple times within those 30 minutes. If the next 30 minutes is going to be bullish, then there's going to be plenty of dip buying opportunities. I would say 2 to 3 dip buying opportunities where you can get in and get out within 30 minutes instead of holding for 30 minutes, or you can do both. I'm going to walk you through the trading strategy. I use this trading strategy here in Colombia to trade Roku call options. I bought 120 contracts on my phone. The service here is amazing. And with that being said, I ended up making a 24% profit return, or a $7,500 profit on Roku call options. You could have used the same strategy on SPY. And I want to give a big shout out to my team Trader Society. We had another phenomenal green day as a whole, as a collective, making over 6 figures on Friday. It was a great trading day where everyone crushed it. Now, with that being said, I'm going to teach you the strategy. And this is the same exact 30-minute pattern trading strategy that I taught you guys in the previous video if you watched it till the end. We already went over this. This is going to be a more advanced version. Also, once I get to my Airbnb spot later tonight, I'm going to be doing an in-depth price action analysis on the SPY. I'm going to be double uploading today. So later tonight, I'm going to give you my plan, how to trade the best setups at the best prices for the SPY. So stay tuned for that video later tonight. But let's get into it. So the reason why this strategy is important is because it's going to help determine if the next 30 minutes are going to be very bullish. And if we know the next 30 minutes are going to be super bullish, we can then capitalize off of the entire 30-minute move, whether that's buying and holding on a dip and then selling 30 minutes later, or if you're just looking to buy a dip, sell into a quick rip, and then wait for it to dip again within those 30 minutes, and then buy the dip again, sell into the rip, you can do that 2 to 3 times with this strategy. So Will, what does the strategy visually look like? So what I want you to understand in terms of how I learned this trading strategy, it was learned through the charts. It wasn't learned through reading books. It wasn't learned through watching other YouTube videos. So for those of you wondering how I visually create these strategies, I'm trading what I see. And I want you to do the same because history tends to repeat itself. I want you to develop that third eye, and I want you to start identifying patterns, whether they are bullish or bearish, and then capitalizing off of them with calls and put options. So I'm going to show you. Look at this pattern. I want you to visually understand that it's a slanted green, red, green pattern, and then once it forms that third candle, it goes super bullish. So see how it's slanted, see how SPY is slanted here, and it has this green candle, and then the candle in the middle is red. See how it's slanted again, and then on the third candle it kind of bottoms out and it's a little slanted. What happens on the fourth 30-minute candle? It goes super bullish. You see that? You see how it goes super bullish? So it's a slanted sideways green, red, green 30-minute pattern. So in terms of, well, how do you confirm this pattern and how do you capitalize off of this? You wait for the stock to have a slanted green candle like this on the 30-minute. And then the next 30 minutes, you wait for it to go red. You wait for it to go bearish. Then the next 30 minutes, you wait for it to form the green bullish pattern towards this double bottom, and you want it to look slanted. You need it to be slanted like this, a slanted move, right? Not a green, red, green where it's like consolidating or it looks different. It has to be slanted. Then if it's slanted like this, on the next 30-minute candle right here, the opening of this one, you start buying the dip into the opening of this candle. And in order to determine if it's super bullish, you need the previous closing 30-minute candle right here to react as a floor, to react as a support level. So what I'm telling you is, I'm telling you to wait for the slanted green, red, green pattern to form, which forms in an hour and 30 minutes, because these are 30-minute candles, right? So an hour and 30 minutes, this candle close, you see the green, red, green pattern. Wait for the next 30-minute candle to open up. I'll typically get in as a minute before it opens up. I'll start scaling and taking starter. And then once you see that that previous closing 30-minute candle, this red line, the closing price of this 30-minute candle, the last 30-minute candle right here, once you see that that's reacting as support, it's super bullish, and they're going to try to break it out. And it tends to work for 30 minutes to an hour. You can see right here it worked for an hour and a half. And look, check it out again. It keeps on working. And I want you to use this at support. But look, same pattern. Green, red, right? So green, red, green. It's slanted. And then what happens on the next 30 minutes? When it turns the previous closing 30-minute candle, the closing price of this 30-minute candle into support, it breaks out and it skyrockets. You see that pattern? Look, here it is again, man. You see how exciting this is? You just have to wait for it to develop, and it takes an hour and 30 minutes to actually develop. Green, red, green, slanted sideways, right? So you see how it's slanted sideways. Next 30-minute candle opens up, bullish. So basically what I'm telling you is when you see this pattern, you want to buy into the next 30-minute candle when it looks bearish, even if it's dropping under this previous 30-minute closing price when it looks bearish. Then you can add a little bit when it turns this previous 30-minute closing price into support. That's the game, man. And look, it just keeps on working. Look at this. This is where I use that on Roku. I'm going to show you, and it worked on SPY. Green, red, green, and it's sideways stacked. See how it's sideways stacked, right? So green, red, green. And then what do you do when you see the pattern? Next 30-minute candle opens up. You buy it, and notice how the best entries are slightly under the previous 30-minute closing price. So it closed right here at 404.67. When it goes under and looks bearish, that's the best time to buy it. And then you can add when this closing price of this candle, this is the only time you would add, reacts as a support level. You see how it works, and look, it shot up for an hour and a half, just like it did last time. Now, what are some more tips I can give you on using this strategy? Since it's a bullish strategy, I would focus on using it if SPY is oversold, if it's towards oversold support on the daily chart, if it's towards the bottom of a channel, whether it's a 5-day channel, whether it's a daily chart. I would also use it if there's gaps to fill above. So I'm showing you how to stack things, right? So what do you want to stack to this pattern? Well, you want SPY to be oversold. You don't want to buy it towards the peak if you see this bullish pattern and try to aim for a breakout. Like right here, it was towards the exact peak. It worked, but you don't really want to do that. You want to focus on support. You want to focus towards the bottom of the channel. You want to focus on strong consolidation spike areas. You want to focus on 5-day channels, daily charts where strong, heavy support is with this pattern. What are more things that you can stack onto this pattern? Gaps. You want gaps to fill above. SPY had a gap to fill above at 408. It forms the bullish pattern at support. It makes a lot of sense to start buying calls. Now, I didn't like the way that SPY was trading on Friday, so I didn't buy calls on SPY. But what I did do was I used the same pattern on Roku, and it worked phenomenal. Look at this pattern on Roku. It worked very, very well. Same exact pattern. Look at this. Green, red, green, sideways slanted. Next 30-minute candle goes a little bit below that previous 30-minute candle closing price. Then it goes super bullish for an hour and a half. And what I'm telling you is the beauty of watching stocks that I've noticed is there's going to be delayed reactions, meaning there's going to be stocks or SPY, a SPY or the stocks that you're following, the big liquid ones, are going to form the pattern before one of them. And then you can reuse the same pattern when one of it forms it later. So Roku formed this pattern right here. The pattern started at 12 p.m. Roku formed the pattern and it closed it out right here at 1 p.m. And then you start buying calls into the next 30-minute candle at 1:30 p.m. That's when Roku closed it out at 1:30 p.m. That's when I was buying calls. Now, in terms of the SPY, let's see what the time was on SPY. Let's see if it was the same time. So it was at 1:30 p.m. So it was at the same time of the SPY. But what I'm telling you is, with these patterns, and the beauty of following stocks is, sometimes it will be delayed. Sometimes the pattern will form on SPY or a stock first, then you know the future results, so you can kind of, in a sense, make the same trade twice, right? So that's the 30-minute pattern. And what I also want you to use when you're using this pattern is the 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. And then you can also stack any indicators you want to, right? So I'm opening you up to the pattern. This is how I visually capture patterns, and it's all visual, right? So it's based on history repeating itself. It's based on the chart. It's not based on reading books. It's not based on following other YouTubers. It's trading what I see, not what I think, right? I'm visually seeing a pattern repeating itself, and it's working very, very well. So I'm going to continue to use it. And then I'm going to stack all my tools within my trading arsenal within my favor to add to this pattern. So in terms of things to stack to bullish, I'm going to see if a floor is forming, if it's turning that previous closing 30-minute candle price into support, if it's breaking out and turning previous resistance levels into support, if it's on a bullish uptrend, if there's gaps to fill above, if indicators are bullish, if it's oversold towards dips. I'm going to stack everything in my favor along with the pattern, right? So I'm trading price action with this. Now, this is not the best setup at the best price, but this is a pattern that has made me over 20K within the last 2 weeks. And this is a recent pattern that I've come across, right? So I'm always developing patterns within the 30-minute candles. And for those of you who are wondering, like, Will, why do you like 30-minute candles? The main reason why I love 30-minute candles is it's like the perfect time frame, because I'm someone who likes scalping, and I typically scalp within a couple minutes to 5 minutes. I don't hold very long. I get in, I get out very, very quickly. But the beauty of the 30-minute candle is it helps direct the next overall price action for the 30 minutes. Whether the next 30 minutes are going to be bullish or bearish, there's patterns, and I just shared with you one of the patterns that are going to help determine if it's going to be bullish or bearish for an entire 30 minutes. So if something's going to be bullish for an entire 30 minutes, you can just keep buying the big dips. There's going to be 2 to 3 decent dips to buy as a scalper within those 30 minutes, and then you scale out into the rips. And you can also buy and hold some for those 30 minutes. So typically what I will look to do is I will look to make 2 to 3 scalps within those 30 minutes of the candle that I'm expecting it to be bullish or bearish. And if you want to, you can hold some small size for the entire 30-minute move. That'll be the biggest win percentage-wise, but likely not dollar-wise, because I would probably be sizing in a lot heavier on the scalps because I feel more comfortable getting in, getting out. But I want you to think about how you would want to take advantage of this and how you would want to capitalize on this, right? So that's why I love 30-minute patterns, man. They help direct the overall direction for the next 30 minutes of whether it's going to be bullish or bearish, right? So that's the beauty of it. And that is, the basics to this trading strategy. With that being said, I'm going to be uploading a video tonight. If you want to join Trader Society, the prices are going to be going up in March. I would encourage you to get in right here, right now. For me personally, there's no such thing as a vacation. I do want to start traveling more and experiencing new things, but mainly, kind of like doing more tour stuff and having more fun on the weekends. But what I'm telling you is I'm always going to be trading. No matter where I am, I will always be trading because I love what it is that I do, and my passion is making money within the stock market and teaching others as well. Those are two things that I'm very passionate about, is creating educational companies and trading within the stock market. And no matter what happens, I will always be doing those two things. I would be very, very miserable if I were just on a vacation and not working. So I could think of it as kind of like a work vacation. But like I said, I will be trading full time no matter where I am within the world. I am going to start traveling more as well. And this will all be strategically planned. But with that being said, if you want to join Trader Society, it's the best time to join. I'm going to be live at Market Open tomorrow, and it's going to be a great live trading session. I have a phenomenal trading plan lined up for this buy. You're going to hear about it later tonight. I would encourage you to join Trader Society. It's the first link down below in the description. With that being said, guys, stay tuned for the video tonight. I'm going to be signing off here. This is the best job in the world, man. You have location freedom, you have time freedom, and you can be a ghost. Nobody has to know your name. Even if you want to start an educational company, you don't have to show your face. Like, this is the best job in the world, and I'm truly grateful to be experiencing, the greatest wealth transfer within American history, because I'm telling you, man, what you can do with options in this buy, it's changing lives. I have a student now who's making 5 figures every single day, and when he was successful in penny stocks last year, and that's all he was doing, he was making $500 to $2,000 a day. Now he's making tens of thousands of dollars every single day, traveling all over and having a really good time. So big shout out to him, and he's been a big inspiration for me within the chat. I've never seen, in terms of Trader Society, somebody more successful than this individual, and he's only been following me for 1 single year. He's been training for a very, very long time though. But yeah, with that being said, man, big shout out to Dimitri, and big shout out to Trader Society. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open. I'm gonna be in the chat all day, every day. I love what it is that I do, and I'm gonna continue to do it no matter what. Like I said, I'm not the type who I don't want to do vacations. I'm down for traveling, experiencing new things, but I will always be working. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna be signing off. If you want to join Trader Society, it is the first link down below in the description.